Hey guys, Einstein Productions here, and today I just want to give a quick update on my DVD collection, both Baby Einstein and Thomas and Friends. And toward the end of the video, I'll even show some DVDs of my other favorite TV shows. So getting all that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so here we have the first 10 videos made by Julie Clark herself, which I have talked about in the past. And here, you'll notice that I got 2 updated DVDs of Numbers Nursery and Baby McDonald. And as you can see, this is the 2003 version, which weirdly has the video's title incorrect during the credits. Like, it says Nursery Numbers Kids during the credits instead of Numbers Nursery. But at least they fixed it in the 2004 version. And speaking of 2004, oh, never mind. This is the 2003 or 2004 version of Baby McDonald. And as you can see, this version is not the Grow With Me version. And a good thing too. Because I think my biggest problem with the Grow With Me version are the amount of needless dialogue from the narrator. Like, for example, in the Grow With Me version of Baby Neptune, during the opening scene, the narrator keeps saying water at random times, and it's kind of annoying. But anyway, moving on. Here are 3 videos that I haven't talked about in the previous video. So we're going to get those out. Alright, so first of all, we have Baby's Favorite Places, and this is the 2006 DVD. Front, spine, back, and disc. And in my honest opinion, I think this video could have ended the franchise on a much higher note than World Animal Adventure. I also have My First Signs, front, spine, back. And disc. And this is the guide. I hope I got that right. Yeah. Now, this video is underrated in my opinion. And yeah, and our buddy Jack's Cuts, sorry, yes, so our buddy Jack Cuts put this video well. He claims that it's the best of the 3 sign language videos, and well, he's not lying. I mean, this is the sign language video. And no surprise, but Marlee Matlin plays her biggest role here. Whereas in Wordsworth and Favorite Places, I would describe her as a supporting or minor character in those videos, whereas here she acts like a main character in this video. So another great one. And I also have Discovering Shapes. Now, I like this video, but there is one glaring flaw with this one. Yeah, it's lack of originality. Yeah, but I think this could have worked more as a sequel to like Baby Newton. Had they tweaked it a bit more, like this video could have been about solid shapes and Baby Newton could have been about flat shapes. You know, like this video could have been about, you know, Discovering Shapes could have been about spheres and cubes, pyramids, stuff like that. But no, just the same thing. But I don't want to ruin the video for me. Anyway, this is the front, spine, back, and disc and guide. And now we go on to our Thomas DVDs. Yeah. And as you can see, I changed some of the covers. Most notably the Galvano Engine DVD and Rusty to the Rescue and James Goes Buzz Buzz and Thomas Gets Tricked. See, now I use Rusty to the Rescue as an example. Now this is what Anchor Bay should have done with its cover. Yeah, you got a full-blown pic of Rusty and picture of from Thomas and Stepney, and the cover is. But the sad part is I can't change the disc. See, it's still the same ugly cover as the 2008 DVD. Seriously, what is this? I mean, yeah, I don't know what was going on. Yeah, so, yeah, this is one of those DVDs that I haven't talked about yet, by the way. Just put this back and go on to something else. Go on to Okay, so we have the two Ringo DVDs that, again, I haven't talked about yet. So the first one is Thomas Gets Tricked. And as for the same case as Rusty to the Rescue, I got a better cover. Yep. Again, what's so hard with making these covers? Like, I mean the new cover just doesn't make any sense. Like on the disc here, like, why is it Thomas at the Jet Engine? And what's with that title? Yeah, seeing covers like this makes me miss the days of the original Thomas covers. Like covers like these were peak back in the day. I'll never understand why they changed it. And the second Ringo DVD I have is James Learns a Lesson. Now, unlike Thomas Gets Tricked, this is a good example of how good the Anchor Bay covers were in the day. We got James and Thomas and Birdie. Yeah, I just love how this is a blend of the two books, James, the Red Engine, and more about Thomas, the Tank Engine. I hope I got that right. Or is it Thomas the Tank Engine? Correct me if I was wrong. And I heard that there was a variant of this DVD that had an apple on it, and if I'm being honest, that cover is barf. Like the Thomas Gets Tricked DVD cover. And then yeah, and this is what the disc looks like. Again, I miss this era of Thomas Home Media. And I'll put these back and move on to something else. I also have Thomas and the Special Eder. Now, this is not a bad cover, but it is a peculiar one. Like, why is Birdie on the cover? Like, wouldn't it make more sense if Thomas was on the cover and maybe an image of Toad Stands By, because that's one of the episodes on the DVD. And I think what brings this release down for me is like the cover. Like if this cover was like chartreuse with blue lettering, if that makes sense, like on the original VHS, I think this would have been a lot better. But it's still a good DVD. Some of the best episodes, like you got Thomas and the Special Eder, Toad Stands By, and one of the best songs, like Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. Yeah, this song is a perfect example that shows how talented Mike and Junior are. Like a good moral that's in the song, if that makes sense. Yeah, a song that teaches kids a good moral. Like, yeah, unlike hit era songs like Dream Song, like that's just like messed up and doesn't really have like a good moral or something. But yeah, well, yeah, Thomas and Special Eder, the cover could have been better, but overall I saw it release. Put this back and we'll talk about something else. And we'll talk about something else. And this is a DVD I got for Christmas, and it's the Sing Along and Stories. It features Thomas's Anthem. It features Thomas's Anthem and all songs from season 4. And it features 2 great episodes, Peter Sam the Fresh Lady and Bulldog. And in my honest opinion, this is probably the best of the 3 sing-along DVDs. Because with trackside tunes, it has like an unhealthy mix, in my opinion. Like I don't like how Gordon the Gremlin is on that DVD. Like I get it was the last season 5 release, 5 episode it had to release. They could have chosen a much better episode. And the other episode on that DVD trackside tunes is like trucks, like, but it's the UK dub, and that's just pure evidence that it was really rushed, in my opinion. But with Sing Along and Stories, I'm actually pretty good with this one, if that makes sense. Like, the songs and the episodes meshed together pretty well. So, another solid season 4 release, and I'll put it back and we'll talk about something else. And another DVD I haven't talked about yet is Salty Secret. Now, I think this is the best release of season 6. I think most of you will agree with me. Like, Yami Tay pointed out that Baldwin was at his semi-best here, and I have to agree with her. Like he did give Salty, Elizabeth, and Harvey and No Sleep at Cricky their own voices. But I do think Baldwin could have done a little bit better, like in the Fogman. Like, why did he say Jeepers like Daphne did from Scooby Doo? Like the UK dub made more sense. Like first he says, "Oh bother!" Like why did they have to change that? But overall, I do think Baldwin was at his semi-best here. Unlike Chocolate Crunch and Red Balloon, yeah, his narrations are controversial with those releases. And as I point out, it's no surprise, he just sounds kind of dead in the first three episodes, especially Jack Frost. But I don't need to point that out again. Anyway, going back to Salty Secret, this is a solid season 6 release. You've got a solid lineup of episodes, and it ends up with the best song in season 6, James the Release by Nation. Now, a lot of people say that this song should have been on Red Balloon. And to that I say, well, why would you have the best song of season 6 on the quote-unquote worst classic release? Now, I'm not trying to mock anyone by saying that, but I just think it's a little confusing. But in the end, Salty Secret is definitely the best release of season 6. Now we're going to move on to the fan-made DVDs that I made. Well, they're not really fan-made, they're just DVDs that I feel like deserved a release. Well, the first one is the obvious one, and it's the Thomas Meets the Queen VHS. Like, why didn't this get a DVD release? Then we'd had all of season 4 on DVD. Because only 2 episodes on this VHS got released on DVD. Special Funnel, which was on the Ultimate Christmas DVD, and Thomas Meets the Queen, which was on Best of Thomas. The other 4 were just forgotten about. And I don't mean like forgotten, I just mean like never released on DVD. Still though, I wish we got a DVD release of this. And I wish Anger Bay would have given it a good cover, like this one right here. But yeah, we'll never know the real answer why this never got a DVD release. But anyway, moving on, the next fan-made DVD I have is Best of Henry, which they mysteriously never did. And it's sad because Henry definitely had some incredible episodes. Now, the back cover has Come Out Henry and Henry to the Rescue. But I have to be honest, in my version of the DVD, I just don't include those DVDs because in my version, the two narrators on this DVD are George Carlin and Alec Baldwin. And in my opinion, I'm just not a fan of Carlin's take on Come On Henry and Edward Henry Gordon. If I'm going to watch these episodes, most preferably, I prefer Ringo's US version of these 2 episodes. But overall, I'd say this is a pretty good lineup of episodes. Another thing I'm a little puzzled at, why is Peter Sam and Freshman Lady on this? Like, I get why, but Henry only has like a small part in that episode. Again, I'm not trying to bash on this personally, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm not trying to bash on whoever shows these episodes, because I still think they're a pretty solid lineup of episodes. So yeah, in the end, I wish we got a release of Best of Henry over here. And the last fan-made DVD I made is Thomas's Christmas Party. Yeah, another one that I wish we got a DVD release of. But I think I know why I didn't get a DVD release. No, it's not because of Ultimate Christmas. I think it's because the last three choices didn't line up what was going on. I think they could have chosen Special Funnel and the Adaptation. And yes, I know the Special Funnel was released after. I mean, I know a Special Funnel wasn't made during this release, but they could have done that later in the year, and I don't think it would have made a difference. But overall, this is the final family DVD that I have, and I'll put these three back, and then we'll talk about something else. So remember how I said I talked about DVDs from other shows? Well, here's two right now. Here are my two Blue's Clues DVDs. Like, the first one is Classic Clues, and in my opinion, this is the best original Blue's Clues DVD because all the episodes on here are like from season 4, and I like that consistency with the choices that they went with, like Blue's Cool and Something to Do Blue and Rhyme Time and Puppets. Yeah, they kind of remind me about this DVD reminds me of Gallo and Engine in a lot of ways. Like, they're both season 4, and the episodes mesh together pretty well, in my opinion. So yeah, Classic Clues, a pretty good DVD. And the next one I want to talk about is a DVD I got before, and I just got I got a new one recently, and it's called Get to Know Joe, and has the last 3 season 4 episodes, which create a trilogy. Yeah, the first one is Joe's First Day, which was retitled Joe and Tell, which in my opinion sounds a lot better than the bland sounding Joe's First Day. And the second episode is Joe Gets a Clue, which is about Joe learning how to play Blue's Clues. And the last episode is, the third one is Steve Goes to College, which is an episode that where we won't have to say. Sorry. What I'm trying to say is, in the third episode, Steve goes to college. Steve leaves to go to college, and I think this is a really powerful episode because we get to say a heartfelt goodbye to Steve, and I don't think any other show has done that before. And the fourth episode is a peculiar choice. It's the book about us. It's not a bad choice by any means, but there could have been... No. I meant they could have also included the snack chart and this as bonus episodes on the DVD, but I don't want to ruin the DVD for me. So yeah, Get to Know Joe, it's a pretty solid DVD. Now I want to talk about my Curious George DVDs. I have 4, but one of 3 of them is the movie, and the others are episodic DVDs. And the first one I want to go over is Curious George Flies a Kite and Other Adventures. Yeah. Features the title episode, Flies a Kite, and Zeros to Donuts and Roller Monkey. And what I find neat about these is that they're edited at a 11-minute cut. So that means, like Thomas, these episodes are easily bingeable. Yeah. And I'll talk about the others right now. And the second DVD I have is Zoo Night and Other Animal Stories. Pretty creative title, by the way. And features 8 episodes. wow. Zoo and I, which is one of the funniest episodes of the show, and Bunny Hunt, Bees for Bear, Home for Pigeons from Scratch, another good episode. Dog Counter, Squirrel for a Day, and Curious George Discovers the Post, which is the first episode of my Curious George Hey Canon. And well, not really a headcanon, but the first Curious George video on my playlist. Yeah, which is a mix of Curious George and Season 7 of Thomas and Friends. Go check it out if you haven't already. And the third DVD is Robot Monkey and more great gadgets. Like last time, there were 8 different episodes. First one is Robot Monkey, and the second one is Curious George Spy Monkey, which is my favorite episode of the show, by the way. Rides a Bike, Turbo Python 3000, Monkey Fever, Lucky Cap, Candy Counter, and Goater Monkey. Another episode on my playlist. Yeah. And I think these DVDs are pretty solid. Yeah. But I'm sure there are more solid releases like these. And if you want, you can tell me in the comments which DVD is the best. Or if there are Curious George DVDs that I don't have, do you think are the best? Comment it below, or if that makes sense. Yeah, what I mean is, if there's a DVD that I don't have that I should get, you can always comment it down below. And I also have some We Bare Bear DVDs. One is the complete Season 4 DVD. And the other is a episodic DVD, which is called Viral Video. And I also have some other DVDs of Thomas and Friends. Yeah. Such as Thomas and the Jet Engine, Ultimate Christmas, Halloween Adventures, Best of Thomas, Chocolate Crunch Red Balloon, Magic Road, and the Curious George movie, which I talked about. And to close off, we have the first 2 seasons of The Thundermans here, and Season 1 of iCarly, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And we have an episodic iCarly DVD, which is called I Spaced Out. We have some more Thomas DVDs, Saying to Friends, The Greatest Twist Adventure Begins. Well, you can already tell which DVDs they are. And that, I think, is all I have for you guys. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. And I hope what 2026 has in store for us. Bye-bye.